Hey everyone, welcome back to the series on how we're rebuilding our agency's website for Dinghy Studio. My name is Nils, and today I have a little bit something to look at, like a nice animation thing going on. We'll jump right in and look at the design that we have. So, our amazing design has presented me with this challenge today, and we actually have a similar effect going on the current Dinghy website, but since we're rebuilding and we're also using a different framework, where the old one is Next.js and now we're moving to SvelteKit, plus the design changed a little bit, of course. I'm here to rebuild this today, and so we're going to talk about how we can do this from an animation perspective, and second, how we can still make this manageable in Sanity in the CMS that we're using. Let's maybe start with that bit. So if we look at this is basically a regular headline, and then there are 3 links in here. So on Sanity, we kind of want to be able to do our regular rich text editing experience where we select a word and kind of add a link. But so we also need this image over here of the thing that we're going to be linking to. So we have to kind of create a fancy link component, I suppose. And it is actually surprisingly easy in Sanity. So let's jump right into the code real quick. We'll keep it nice and simple though. This is the schema, the definition of how the homepage looks. And so what I did here is that I created a new object, just called it stage, because why not? And it has 3 fields as per the design. Right, we have a headline, subheadline, and a button. And so we have the headline right here. We have the subheadline, that's a regular string. And we have the button. In this case, it can actually be more than one button if we really wanted to. But I'm going to close these down because we're really interested in the headline part. So as you can see, this is an array. And that's the way that Sanity lets you define rich text. So they call it block content, portable text. And of course, in Sanity's manner, this is also structured content. So we'll see in a minute what we get out of it. What I did here is that you say type block, and that's just like a block of text inside of your text element that you're composing. And now Sanity lets you define these annotations. And an annotation, for example, is a link. And that can be super simple. And in our case, we're just making it a little bit more fancy because we need a fancy link. And we get to define which fields will be asked of you to fill out when you create one of these fancy links. And in our case, we need an image, right? Image. And we need a URL to link to. And because we're nice and want to keep stuff accessible, we're also going to add a title to the image, which is going to be the alt tag. And so let's look at how this looks inside of the studio. So we're right here, homepage. This is the stage headline. And here's our beautiful sentence. And as you can see, there's like a regular link underlining going on. And when I click on it, it already says fancy link, which is just a little fun in itself. And when we click on the little pen, we can see I uploaded an image here, added the URL to the project that I want to link to, and added the title. And it's really just as easy as that. And so now in the front end code, I can just deconstruct all of that stuff that we added to the to this headline. And so the way that I did this here is that I created a new component that I called fancy hover headline, because as we all know, I'm very good at naming stuff. Let's jump right in. And so there's a very convenient thing that helps you to use this structured text, this blog content from Sanity, and that is called the portable text component. In our case, this is the Svelte version, and I just get all the data for this headline and kind of just stick it in here. And most of the heavy lifting is just being done. So if we would look at the data, we can actually, maybe we just look at it, then it's a little less mysterious. So if we look at this and what we get, then stage headline, so we can see it's an array, and there's like a bunch of stuff in here. So if we look at children, we can see there's like the individual bits of the headline. So we design great usability for apps, websites, there's a comma, digital experience, and so on. So what it did is that it subdivided the individual words into pieces that need to be rendered individually, because this is like a regular text because we have nothing on it. And then this says apps, which is the text that we link to. And if we open this, then we can also see that it has like this ID thing of a mark. And so if we close the children's down and the mark definitions, we can see our data that we want in the link. So according to this ID thing that we had before, we can see that it kind of associates the URL, the title, and the image with this part from before. But let's not go into detail. This is kind of all made for us automatically. The only thing that we really have to do is to tell Svelte what we want to do with these marks, with these annotations, like with this URL, image, and title. And the way we do that is that we get to define the components that Svelte uses to render this stuff. And so here we can see for an H1, which is exactly what we have right here, we want to render this headline component, and that is as easy as it gets. I just set like a maximum width. I want the text to wrap, and I want it to be the largest style that we have, 2XL. And that is everything that's going on here. But the real magic happens in fancy link. So let's take a look at the result first before we get into all of this. So the way it looks in the browser is like this. And so if you hover, you get like this nice underlining effect that there's like this gradient coming in, and we can see that the images are there, right? They follow the mouse, and as soon as you go out of the link itself, then they kind of disappear again, right? And I'm happy to report that this even works on a phone. So you can just kind of click on it. If you click it the first time, it shows you the picture. And if you click it again, you go to the link. And that's all very nice. And so what I did right here is to basically, I'm grabbing the coordinates of the mouse movement, and I'm kind of checking if the mouse is on the link or not. And if so, I'm fading in the image and I let it follow. And I'm doing like a little bit of a calculation in CSS magic over here. But so the really nice part about this is, I think, that, again, the content authors don't have to care about this, right? Like, I'm doing all of this stuff in the front end here. But so if we were like, if all the non-tech staff on our team were to go in and say, well, you know, this is all very nice, but we want to change this text and, you know, add something, or actually exchange the image for another one, so then we can just select another one. You know, if we don't like this app, let's look for, I don't know, maybe this app. How about that? And so we swap that over. I'm going to reload here and go here. And then there's a new image. And all of this, you know, like all of this tiny detailed stuff that is usually hard coded in more involved experiences like this. For example, that the image is kind of to the left of the cursor now, because it knows that it's too close to the edge of the browser. So if we make this lots bigger, like lots bigger, then it's going to go to the right, because it has enough space. All of this stuff is handled. Nobody has to care about this. And that is really what I love about Sanity in this case as well, is that we completely separated presentation from content authoring. And that is, yeah, super nice as usual. I'm happy with this. And I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you want to go into more details on the code. I'm happy to put out like a dedicated video on what all of this stuff that's happening here and the CSS, and I don't know. If you're interested, let me know. I'm happy to do a video on that as well. But what I really wanted to show you was the separation of presentation and content authoring. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know if I can do anything better, and see you in the next one. Bye.